Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Lost. I am Stylosa, and is the 2017 Summer Games going to be the next Overwatch event? That thing there is the Summer Games logo. This spray, well, this actually hit during the Uprising update, and it was, well, it was out of place. Look at this. It's Mei with what appears to be a Summer Games jumper on, and through the power of editing, we're about to zoom in now. Oh, yeah. And, yeah, that's the Summer Games logo. What could this mean? Does it mean the Summer Games are coming? Probably.
This video is brought to you by Dell Gaming, featuring Intel Core i7 processors. Don't just play, game.
And once again, massive thanks to Dell for allowing me to give away this laptop. Go to the description, guys, and click on that link. This giveaway is ending in the next few days, so if you've not entered, go and enter. It is one hell of a laptop. So what do we know about Blizzard, ladies and gentlemen? We know they're cheeky little scamps, and we know they like to tease future updates in current updates. We know they did this in the Winter Wonderland event because they actually showed us a few of the skins we were going to get for Year of the Rooster with the little sort of bauble sprays. Like I think we had the Diva one, and there was a couple of others which, well, were exact copies of the skins they were basically about to get. So Blizzard like to do this. However, this would be the most blatant one so far because it's like, oh yeah, remember the Summer Games? Boom, here's a spray that really doesn't belong at all in the Uprising event, so we're just going to put it out now. Now, you could say, is this a mistake? I don't think it is. Like, why would that is such an obvious mistake if they made that. It would just be ridiculous. I don't think they would. I think what they're doing is putting that out there to sort of remind us that, oh yeah, Summer Games is a thing, guys, and it's coming back. Well, let's take a look at the events that have happened so far. So the very first event was, of course, the Summer Games 2016, which Blizzard actually sent me a little Summer Games loot box, and I've got one of the, you know, the gold medals that they hold for the victory poses. I've actually got a real life version of that. It is beautiful. Anyway, Lucio Ball is the greatest event ever, and it should be a permanent brawl because, I mean, they'll never top this. It's just the pinnacle of game design. But moving on, ladies and gentlemen, we had the Summer Games, right? So this ran from August the 2nd to August the 23rd. Then we had the Halloween Terror event, which ran from October the 11th to November the 1st. It was like a 2-month gap there. And then we had Winter Wonderland, which ran from December the 13th to January the 3rd. So that was a much sort of closer event to the previous one. And then we had Year of the Rooster, which started January the 24th. So we literally had a 21-day gap before the next event and ran till February the 13th. Then we get the current event, which is Overwatch Uprising, which I think is probably the best event so far, at least in my opinion. I think it's a really tops event. Although, to be honest, I do like the skins from Halloween Terror, so I don't know. There's pros and cons for all the events. But we've got Uprising, which is running from April the 11th until May the 2nd. So what does that mean? Does this mean that March, April, May? So this ends at May the 2nd? Do you guys do that as well? Like, when you try and do the months, like I count, like, okay, March, April, May, okay, June, July. So anyway, June, July, right? Are we going to see Summer Games event in June, like a month after the Uprising event, or are we going to see it in July, or are we going to see it in August? Now, if we see it in August, that's actually a big gap. That's a 3-month gap from, well, the previous event, which would have been Uprising. So I don't know whether we're going to see that kind of delay. But one thing we do know for sure is that they are definitely bringing back this event, because we've got a quote from Jeff that he made a while ago on the forums. In fact, this was during the Summer Games event, because if you remember, there was the whole controversy about you couldn't buy the items with gold or currency, in-game currency. You actually had to unbox them in the loot boxes. Of course, they changed that for the next event, so they did listen to the community, and that was awesome. But that was like a big hot topic at the time. Anyway, this is what Jeff said. We will run it again next year. Our Summer Games are on a yearly schedule, not a 4-year schedule. Our plan would be to have the items available again when the event reoccurs. Perhaps we add new content to it as well. We're not sure yet. We're seeing what works and what doesn't. Now, I can pretty much guarantee to you guys right now that if they just copy-paste the event as it was last year, they will get a negative reaction. They know this, so they won't do this. They'll get accused of being lazy and all of that stuff, which is not fair. You know, it's extremely difficult to develop a game, and especially to develop these events. So I think what we'll see is we'll probably see the original content from this event, and then we'll see content built upon it. And if this is going to be an event which happens every single year, it might be a sort of easier event for them to develop for, because if they've already got the foundation for the event, they don't have to completely build it from the ground up like they've had to do with all of the other events. So it might be a case where the Summer Games is like in a sense, the weakest event, because all they're doing is basically pasting in a lot of the content and then just adding some new skins and maybe a few new highlight intros. I mean, would that be an issue? I don't know. Provided they give me Lucio Ball back, I think everything will be all fine and well in the world, ladies and gentlemen. But what do you think? Do you think this Uprising spray is a massive hint towards the fact the next event will actually be the Summer Games? The dates do kind of line up. We are entering the summer, so it would make sense. What is going to be interesting to me is if we get this in June, or do we get this in maybe late July or August? If we get it in June, it means that they've got something planned probably for August. But we've got to remember as well, May is a massive month for Overwatch. This, on May the 24th, is the 1-year anniversary of Overwatch. This is when, well, the game went live for a year at that point. It's much longer to me because from the closed beta that had been active for ages. I mean, it must be like 20 months? I don't know. It's a very long time for me. So yeah, there might be some major things happening for the 1-year celebration. Maybe there'll be a special event for that. I don't know. Maybe the Summer Games will be the event for that. I don't know. I mean, it could potentially make sense because that is sort of towards the end of May. So when Uprising finishes on the 2nd of May, I do believe, that could actually be, well, a good way to follow on. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Do you think this is going to be the next event? And what do you think Blizzard could do for the 1-year anniversary of Overwatch? Guys, you can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming. If you enjoyed the video and you love Lucio Ball, then, well, go and dream about Lucio Ball. Guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.